have their number, you could just get 2 wins back to back and be in such a good position in the standings. So I think, you know, the Legend Group, there's no easy matches.
Yep.
But with D+ being deflated a bit, KT want all confidence coming into that matchup that they're going to have to play 2 times in a row.
And it's absolutely crazy
ขอดูฟอ
how
ร์มหน่อยสิ
competitive these 5 teams are here in
อุ้ย
the
700 เกม
LCK
แล้วผม
right now. Yes, D+ suffered a pretty catastrophic loss against
โอ้โห
T1, but they've also
แบบ
been
นี้
able
นี่
to take names.
แต่ว่าพี่ว่า
KT
โอนเนอ
having
ร์
a
ก็ตามมา
perfect
ติดๆไง
first week, Gen.G fighting back against Hanwha Life Esports, and it's kind of funny that Hanwha have been a bit of a punching bag so far at the beginning of this round robin, because they're the team that gifted the LCK an extra slot at Worlds. They did it. They secured it. We almost
แต่
didn't
แคนยอน
have
อายุ
it by
25
the LCK just not even making it to the
ตีไปว่า
finals
เล่นได้
of
อีก 2 ปี
MSI, which is just kind of
โอนเนอ
unheard
ร์
of.
อายุ
If you're
23
watching League of Legends in 2019, I personally just forfeited that from my memory. It doesn't exist there anymore. It's gone.
LCK
What was it
แข่ง
2019? I don't know. I think I was ill for the year. That's what I liked.
Yeah. I mean, it was a long time ago.
It was. It certainly was. So maybe that just isn't relevant anymore. And let's see who is going to be able to come out on top today in this matchup, because this one's relevant and this one's also very important for teams like KT to try and springboard themselves towards higher
เคิร์สก็น่าจะ
numbers here in the standings.
And I think for me, my eyes are really on the bot lane. It's been pivotal in this meta, but also Fenrir. Still new blood, still very green, but has...
So your eyes on the bottom lane, but also the bottom lane.
Yes.
Got it.
Fenrir's just been
แคนยอน
putting
แข่ง
some
3 ปี
phenomenal
โอน
work,
เนอร์ก็
some
น่า
great
แข่งอีก
series,
ยาว
but
แต่โอนเนอ
still
ร์ไม่แน่มีสิทธิ์แบบ
very
ไปเล่น
new.
ต่างประเทศ
Let's
เหมือน
see
กัน
if he can continue that sort of form. And on the other side, Ruler looking better as we've shifted more and more away from mages and back to traditional lady carries. It feels
Gen.G
like
บู
Ruler
ไซ
is
ครับ
back
แล้วก็
in his
KT
comfort
First Pick ครับ
zone and looking a good amount better. I also think the
ปี
support
ละประมาณ
really seen Duro have better
175 ซีรีส์ก็ปีละประมาณ 300 แมตช์ได้ครับ
not to the standard we've come to
ประมาณ
expect.
ไม่ใช่300 แมตช์350 แมตช์ 400 แมตช์ อัพ เฮ้ย ไม่น่าใช่ป่ะเขานับเป็นการแข่ง LCK นับเป็นต่อครั้งแล้วนะแล้วก็นับเป็นซีรีส์แล้วมั้ง
Yeah, actually,
ปี
this could be an
175
interesting
ถ้าเล่น LCK
showcasing of how well Duro has adapted. Because, like you were saying, I think that he was certainly in a bit of a rut in this meta, as we do see.
เฮ้ยแคนยอนต้องชนะใช่ไหมต้องไปชนะเนาะ
First bans being the Camille and the Jace.
มาครับผม
Maokai is still globally banned, and
จะเลือก Y First Pick อะ
way here. Cassiopeia, the
แบน
Orianna
Cassie เลย
needs
ว่ะ
a look in. Maybe a
แก้ไม่ได้
Vi
จริง
as well as far as our most anticipated bans. But if it's not an Orianna ban here, then things could start to get a little spicy, and it will be the Galio taken away from Chovy instead.
Galio very heavily banned against Gen.G so far. There is still things like the Vi, the Bard has been banned quite a bit by Gen.G so far.
มีบาท
Nocturne still available as well. I think a couple of options in terms of the
โอเรียนาต้องไป
jungle.
โอเรียนา
Ezreal also a big one, but they're going to go for the Orianna instead, taking away that mage mid lane. And I think here for KT, they have a couple of choices. They end up going for the Vi here. That does mean Gen.G can get the Ezreal for Ruler and feel really comfortable with that pick.
ชินเฉา
Still have good options for Canyon in the jungle.
Yeah, they can go the Ezreal Bard if they would like to. Ezreal Karma is up if they'd like to just lock away the bottom lane. But I imagine like Ezreal jungle seems like a decent idea. Not Ezreal like Ezreal. No, I'm not saying Haru. I'm saying like Ezreal and the jungler should be picked here.
Yeah, interestingly,
อุ้ยดูโล
the
บาท
Nocturne I
ว่ะ
think makes sense. But looking at the Bard instead of the Ezreal, to be honest, if you really wanted the Bard and the Ezreal, you could have just gone those two together and left the Nocturne until later. It's not like anyone's playing Nocturne top, but it looks like they're going to slow things down a bit. They're going to go for the Shen here for Duro. And Nocturne Shen, immediately when I see that, I'm thinking, how are you living against that? Because I think you need an AD carry who's safe. I think Ezreal is probably the best you have right now, but not necessarily looking in that direction. They go for the Lucian Milio. We saw Pays have a phenomenal game on the Lucian the other day, and it is going to cause a lot of pressure on the bot lane. Also, when you get level 6, Shen, a big offering he has is the taunt. It can't just be cleansed. Going to be hard for Canyon and Duro to get the value they really wanted from playing Nocturne, Shen, and having the Submarine go in.
Yeah, I'm interested as to what Ruler is going to do into this. Maybe it is just a Jhin and weather the storm type scenario here. But instead, we've got triple global out of 3 for Gen.G if they do decide to lock in this Rise. And there it is. They can now take away things like the Anivia, anything that they would prefer not to lane into as this rise as well. And
เมื่อก่อนต้องแบนทาริยาอารีแหละแต่ว่ามัน
and Akali might be taken away.
มันหายไปแล้วเนาะ
Did have a little bit of
แต่เล่นได้นะ
into Zeka's Akali in
ไออารี
the
อะ
previous series on the rise.
This really sets up Gen.G to play through side lanes, to play the map, to just control the pace of the game. And I think ultimately they've given a lot of room for KT to ban picks away from Ruler, so he's not going to necessarily have as much safety into Lucian Milio, into a Vi. But as long as he can weather the storm, then Gen.G have a lot of tools to play with. Jin going to be banned, likely expect it to be the Ezreal as well. And Gen.G just banning away potential picks for Perfect here.
Yeah, so not going to get his Gnar on the top side of the map. I wonder what that means Keen is sort of edging towards. Maybe an Ambessa pick, but I imagine he doesn't mind the Ambessa and Gnar matchup. It's kind of an interesting ban, to be honest.
I wonder if they get rid of the Hen, because Perfect's had a lot of success on it. They actually go for the Olaf instead. Okay. Obviously a pick that has done fantastically well in the LCK, especially into these CC-heavy compositions. And now I assume the Ezreal here is going to get taken away. Just trim the tools available to Ruler, but they could also look to Keen. If they're something in the counter matchup, it is just the Ezreal.
All right, there is the Ezreal ban. And so theoretically, Ruler can go towards... I mean, they could put Shen in the top lane.
จริงต้องเลือกราคาสายยาปะ
And then just play a Lulu bottom lane or something with a little bit more of a...
เอาไม่ได้เนี่ยมันเป็นเชนแล้วเราลืมมันต้องเชนบน
Yeah, it could just be Corki here, I guess, for Ruler, which has risen in popularity a bit recently.
มีของมอเชน
That's an interesting one.
Oh, they're going the G2 composition. So they're going to go Shen top, but they're going to pick the Lulu here to go with the Kog'Maw. So they did, as you said, they flexed that Shen. Kind of revealing the cards now, though, in this situation. But I guess there was no real way to do it otherwise. Once you pick Kog'Maw, everyone knows you're going Lulu with that.
I mean, they don't have to.
I feel like Kog'Maw is one of these champions where without Lulu, you're losing so much value from it.
Yeah.
Technically, they don't, but it's also... It's like Lucian, right? You always really, in the current meta, want Lucian with Melio. There is substitutes, but it doesn't feel as good. But Shen Kog'Maw, I think you just have such a rough time in lane. And now with the draft really coming through, remember, Lock was nerfed on this patch. And it looks like those nerfs will push VDD away from it. Instead, looking at the Yone, a lot of tools to get on top of this Kog'Maw. So this is going to be a hard game for Ruler.
Yeah, so Yone is going to be locked in. There's that Lulu you were talking about. And
oh my god, Shen top ว่ะ
the Rumble on the top side of the map.
Kog'Maw Lulu
gives everyone the ability to support this Kog'Maw as well. From even the other side of Summoner's Rift, with that Shen being able to get in there with the Stance United. Feels reminiscent of the Juggernaut compositions in the past. That is kind of how we explained that G2 comp when it was picked up earlier in the year. And I'm intrigued as to how this one's going to go for Gen.G. I like the fact that they've learned
มันจะค้นพบว่ามีทั้งเชนและน็อกเทิร์นมาช่วยได้และแถมมี
this trio
มีไลท์สิ
against them to get the 3-0 for G2 at first stand, something they're adopting themselves. They have a lot of map play tools to set them up. And I think in isolation, this Gen.G composition makes a lot of sense, but my concern is there are so many tools to get on top of this Kog'Maw. If you get Vi ulted, equalized, Yone uses his ult as well. I don't know if there's enough shields in the game to keep you alive through all of that. So I think they have to make use of these globals early to try and get some momentum, as I think just relying on Kog'Maw being strong later isn't necessarily a solution here, especially going up against the Lucian Milio, who can be a bit of a tricky lane.
Yeah, I mean, we were watching yesterday, and Pays and Carrier made Lucian Milio look completely unbeatable in that matchup on the bottom side of the map. But this is a very different one. Let's dive onto the rift here for Gen.G versus KT.
เช่นลัมเบอร์พี่ว่าไงไอชั่นเป็ดพี่ว่าลัมเบอร์เล่นได้นะ
Alright, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Onto the rift for game number 1. KT versus Gen.G. KT having a fantastic first week. This is the first time we've seen them
แต่ว่ามันทำให้เวฟดันเลย
of the LCK, waiting until the last possible second.
Ooh, and actually, so this is something that used to be really prevalent when Lucian Nami was a thing, is that the Lucian would end up going cleanse, because you expect the exhaust on the
โอ้โห
other side.
เฟิร์สไตล์เลยอะ perfect แบบ
but when you have a million
ได้ฟาร์มมันแน่นอน
I think you're not that
แต่ BDD
take it specifically
โยเนต
if you're dashing in you get exhausted it can really make the lane hard if you can just cleanse it immediately it's basically not there as a summoner spell.
See whether it's actually going to work out here because like you say it like they do share a very similar cooldown as well which is kind of nice and you could definitely always cleanse it if you are just saving it for the exhaust every single time. We'll see whether it does feel good here for Fenrir, who does get exhausted now, elects not to cleanse it, and will instead just take most of his health bar and damage.
Yeah, they share literally the same cooldown. I mean, there's things that adjust it right if you're going inspiration, but neither of them have, so you could have just traded it there, but I guess he's waiting for a polymorph later.
Yeah, that's what I was considering is like, do you just want to prioritize the polymorph cleanse instead?
I mean, they're both annoying to go against as a Lucian, but it has meant that he's kind of lost out on this trade and does get some damage back there, but he's getting chunked out pretty heavily.
So is BDD, as he does look for a lot of damage onto Chovy, never mind. BDD being able to play it out quite nicely will take a lot of damage, but was able to dish out the same amount in kind. And now Cuz looking for an angle towards his bottom lane. Flash is available, but everything else is on cooldown. As Fenrir goes in, that's a good Glitterland splash, but Ruler isn't going to throw out his flash, does finally get it down. And all summon spells have been removed from this bottom lane of Gen.G.
I think ultimately
ว้าวแคนยอนฟาร์ม2หลุมครับผมเมื่อกี้เท่จัด
2 for 2 in terms of summoners. Yes, it does make the cog more vulnerable to a
โอ้โห
future gank,
แช
but
ท
at least you burn
น็อกเตอร์มันฟาร์ม2หลุมนี้นี่เอง
something traded in return. I think the slow from Duro before he
ไม่เคยทำเลยอะ
really important because if you hadn't got that slow off with the Glitterlands, I think Cuz just flashes after him and he's just dead. So surviving that, definitely a silver lining there for Gen.G, even though they're now in a bit of a precarious position.
สบายเลยแบบเก็บแบบ
See how they're
เฟิร์
going
ส
to
ไต
be able
ล์
to play this one out because they also managed to clear the wave, which is doubly important. Because without Flash, it was going to be difficult to set up a dive. Also did lose a bit of health in the trade as well.
โอ้แล้วมี perfect มาว่ะ
All in all, like you were saying, not the end of the world for Gen.G.
แต่ว่าไม่ทัน
In fact,
นะ
they hold themselves
เห็นแล้วแต่ว่าทำอะไรไม่ได้
about 300 gold
แล้วรู้ด้วยครับแคนยอน
We'll actually back him with a bit more gold.
มี
getting
Six Sense
full and refillable, which is a lot more sustained.
ได้ว่าอีกต่างหาก
than
โอ้
Fenrir,
โห
who just has a single health potion and a long sword. So if they can get a little bit of damage down in these trades, there's the cleanse.
He did indeed save it for the polymorph, and it did indeed kind of work here. As instead, Duro's going to try and turn this one. Pix is helping out.
Or the Glitterlands.
Yeah, the Voidooz does come out there as well. Effort taking a bit of damage here, but does make it to the brush and gets out of vision finally. This is looking dangerous. Who has the burst damage? The Caustic Spittle is going to actually land here. There's the Voidooz as well. Ruler should play AP Cog more, to be perfectly honest. He's landing all these abilities.
Yeah, and Duro. I mean, there's going to be shielding from effort, but you get the E Glitterlands down, auto as well. Fenrir
ใช้สกิลแม่นจัด
kind
รู
of in
เลอร์
that threat range, so effort has to be quick.
ทำไมเขามองระยะ
From there, and you can also see Ruler just
แล้วเล่น
healing
กับ
up
ลูลู
a
อะ
significant amount. Cold sustain, refillable potion, having 2 stacks for single health potion. In the long run, he's going to get a lot of health back, as you can see. And the only sustain that the Emilio has
คือจิน
is
โดน
from
แบ
his
นไป
Gobi.
แล้ว
You don't really want to burn just to heal up the Lucian.
SBL โดนแบนไปแล้วก็เลยแบบ
Oh, in goes Fenrir, but he takes so much damage. There's the polymorph.
Oh my god.
First blood goes to Duro. And you understand the idea. Cuz was coming in, but he just bolt broke over a corpse.
Just pulled the trigger a bit too quickly. And this feels so bad because you called Cuz down there. He's been spotted
โด
out
นลูเลอ
here,
ร์แล้วว่ะ
which allows Canyon. He's just
แม่งแรงจัด
farming,
ลู
he's
ลู
having a
ก
good
ด E
time.
ให้แล้วแม่งแบบโยน
Committee
สโล
Jungle's
แล้วแบบ
time, you die
ไอ้
anyway, and this is a situation where
ไอ้
Ruler and
ฟิซซี่
Duro
อ่ะ
were down some.
มันก็แบบทำดาเมจไปด้วยอุ๊ย
Oh, there's the
มาแล้วว่ะ
ulti
บี
from
ดี
BDD. Right on top of
ดู
Chovy, who
คิว
just
หลบ
decides he wants to ghost away.
ไซส์สเต็ปได้ครับผม
Will
โชวี่เมื่อกี้
successfully
เป็น
do
โดน
that.
คิว
He might have even needed it.
Did miss a Q there, so I think he was looking for the all-in for the kill threat, but just wasn't quite able to connect the skill shots. Now
มั
here,
นชื่อฟิซซี่ฟิซ
no
ซี่อะไร
summoners
วะ
available for Ruler
Pixie.
and Duro, but just a good polymorph here,
Oh, Pix.
showing the value of the
Fairy.
ability. And it's kind of frustrating playing Lucian because it's the polymorph. Ruler now has the cleanse back up and available. Those cooldowns not synced together.
แคนยอนนำแบบ
Fenrir really
มัน
cannot
ด้วยครับ
step
เพราะ
up
ว่า
right now.
ไม่ได้ทำอะไรเลยอะ
Especially because the
คือ
Lucian is so burst
คือไม่เชิง
based.
ไม่ทำคือแบบ
And if
แทร็ก
there's exhaust, polymorph, and
แท็ก
he'll
ปราด
not
ฝั่ง
kill
นู้น
the
อย่างเดียว
combo, and he will just continue to do that sustained damage.
Yeah.
แล้วก็ฟาร์
Now
ม
you've also got
จะ
Canyon
6แล้วอ่ะ
looking
เนี่ย
at
ได้
the
มังกร
dragon.
คือ6แล้วนะ
Was Cuz towards the top side of the map, Fenrir. Oh my goodness. Ruler presses W, and then there's sort of
แท็กป่า
nowhere
บอก
safe
เพื่อนแท็กป่าบอก
Fenrir
เพื่อน
to
แล้วตัวเอง
go.
ก็ฟาร์ม แล้ว6แล้วครับผมแต่ข้อเสียคือแม่งดันแบบเดินผ่านคอนโทรลบาร์พอดีเขารู้แล้ว
I mean honestly a fierce Dragon Ocean feels so good because of the sustain in lane and you know it's not an ocean
มีเชนลงมาด้วยนะจะทำอะไรคิดกันให้ดีๆเชนไม่มี TP ว่ะอาจจะไม่ได้ลง
so that extra pressure is added bot lane's already gone bad for KT but just that added impact of the Nocturnal being available, being able to jump in and shut down any attempts means they're really on the back foot. And this is kind of how Gen.G want the game to be.
เมื่อเหมือนได้ extra magic damage มาแบบเยอะอยู่เนาะ
You haven't had anyone die yet.
ลูๆอ่ะแบบใส่ให้คอกมอง
back up for Ruler Enduro. And now you're really online with your composition. Stand United and Paranoia
ต้องอดทนเลนอ่ะ
Any play that KT tries to make does you expect it will be answered.
Yeah, it's almost like Gen.G, the team that is so good at making cross maps and deciding what to do around the map, they can also cheat tempo now with the composition that they have. Just feels a little bit unfair. We've gifted it to the team that really doesn't quite need it, as they demonstrated in their previous best of 3 earlier in the week. I think it'll be a tough time for KT.
If you want to be proactive as KT, then you kind of have to make a play, burn a summoner and maybe an ult as well. And then be able to retreat and go for that play again before the backup. But it's just so many resources. Everyone on Gen.G now has flashes. They have those ultimates available to defend. If you go for a play and somehow you're able to burn them and get out, there's still more resources available. I think if you want to be proactive, you have to be so surefire the play is going to work. You have to think we can kill them through the Shen ult. Nocturne's not on that side of the map. And it's just so many conditionals that I think we're probably going to see the game slow down for a bit. And we're probably going to see fights more at these neutral objectives. Because I think if you're going for ganks on lanes, it's too many answers right now.
Well, 8 minutes on the clock. That means we have some grubs up. And not quite there yet. Cuz is making his way over, but you can see it is a bottom side clear for Canyon.
อย่างนี้คืออัพ W นำหรืออัพอะไรนำวะแชทคือทำไมมันคิวมันดูเบาจังเลยอะอัพ E เหรออัพอะไรวะงงวะอัพ W ใช่ป่ะกดแล้วกดยิง
Might even be able to grab all 3 to be honest given the location of the Nocturne
เพราะมีลูลูอยู่แล้วใช่ไหมกูล่างมีชัดดาวแล้วลูเลอร์กับดูโล
BDD looking for another potential all lane angle. Let's see whether he does actually find one. Instead, just rebinds the soul, and it's going to be okay. So Grubs is traded for an entire minion wave here in this bottom lane, and and I have a feeling Gen.G are very happy to take that trade.
Yeah, one of the things with Grubs is that you have to hit a tower to get the value.
That is a good point.
Across all 3 lanes, 5 plates still up. I mean, obviously Grubs are going to help you get plates in the future, but for now, KT don't seem to be in that position.
Well, let's see whether Fenrir is going to get dove here underneath this turret. It could be a difficult dive. They're not exactly the tankiest. Fenrir does do a bit of damage. So much of it.
Yeah.
Canyon's almost at I'm just going to one-shot you territory.
I think this is the right play. Don't go in, just whittle them down, get damage on Fenrir, force him back. He gets to the point where he feels like he can't stand in the tower. That's ideal. But I think they knew Cuz was going to be back on this side of the map based on his timing, so a dive would be very risky to go for. In the end, they don't kill him, but if you look at the difference between bot laners right now...
ได้ข้อสรุปแล้ววันนี้เชียร์ใครก็ได้แต่เกมนี้ต้อง 2-1 ใช่เกมนี้ต้อง 2-1 อันดับแรกแล้วก็จริงๆถ้าเกิด KT แพ้มันจะคะแนนมันจะ3 ทีมนั้นจะคะแนนพอๆกัน
Great news when said enemy AD carry is a Kog'Maw who is very very happy to play until the later stages of the game with a minusculely upgraded
แต่การที่ให้ Gen.G ชนะรัวๆมันก็ไม่ใช่เรื่องดีเท่าไหร่
Marginally better, so we'll see when he ends up picking that up. If he ends up picking it up, I think one thing though for Fenrir,
แต่ว่า Perfect แกขึ้น Shadow Flame เหรอ
This is horrible. This does not feel good.
Rocket Bell เหรอ
Crit Cloak and 2 long swords does not inspire too much joy right now.
เอาไว้หนี Nocturne เลย
Already on the back foot, again heavily traded into now, has to recall again.
Yeah, where did that health bar go? He just returned a lane and immediately he just has to leave.
One thing,
not what we've been seeing from a lot of our Lucians.
One thing I will say with the Shen is you have this very
2-0 ไปเลยจะพี่เจเล่นการสมใจการจะไม่มาส่งเลยแต่ว่าเมื่อวานแบบตอน 5 ทุ่มมาถึงกรุงเทพแล้วโคตรไว
Really strong, making you a good duelist, but normally we see tanks into Rumble going for that Kanefuken, and that's when it really limits his pressure. With Shen not really feeling comfortable doing that when they go for the typical build path, it does mean that Perfect can just continue to apply pressure in this top side. Not the end of the world, Pakini's kept up in farm, but is down 600 gold in the matchup. Now, KT have rushed in here to get access to the Dragon Canyon, look for a steal.
Yeah, Perfect. Yeah, Perfect was actually down there, and I think that Gen.G got wind of it. It is going to be a Chemtech Soul. This is the Orc special, but there are actually some champions that will benefit quite a lot from a Chemtech Soul here in this game.
There's so much shielding.
7 โมงเปลี่ยนการไม่บอก7 โมงว่าแบบมันอยู่ที่สถานีแล้วไม่รู้ว่า7 โมงมันแล้วมันยังไงเขามาส่งกี่โมงอะไรเงี้ยแต่ของพี่มันเหมือนอยู่มันแปลกอย่างนึงเลยแชทคือของพี่มันเหมือนอยู่ใกล้แบบไปรษณีย์มั้งแม่งเลยส่งมาอันดับสุดท้ายอ่ะนึกออกปะสมมติไปรษณีย์อยู่ใกล้ๆพี่ใช่ปะแทนที่เขาจะส่งพี่ก่อนเขาไปส่งไกลๆก่อนแล้วเขาค่อยตีแบบค่อยๆกลับมาส่งพี่สุดท้ายแล้วเขาค่อยๆกลับสถานี
As well now, Ruler's the one controlling the wave and has
สวัสดีครีมครับมันกลายเป็นขากลับอ่ะ
It's Guinsoo's against Coalfield's Cricklet. It's not even close.
No. Well, there is the living artillery to come down. Paranoia goes in and they deliver the Shen.
โอเคแล้วก็มีเลียมวอล์กอีกคือมีมาเติมอีกหนึ่ง
They will be able to take down this Lucian for their second kill of the game. And now BDD looking for another potential and Angle does miss another Q in that exchange, but he's not going to be punished for it.
I think it shows how dire the state of the ball lane is that your jungler and support can be there with all cooldowns available, and you're still getting dove in the turret, and there's just nothing they can do.
Yeah.
เดี๋ยวล่างระเบิดแล้วครับ
Let's see if we can find something that they could do.
Yeah.
Lane swap earlier.
Well, I don't really think there was much recourse. When the Shen's coming in as well, committing the extra member just to make sure, I think the right call there was for them to disengage.
A little bit of a rough time. Perfect taking some damage here as the good old Shen trading pattern. If it does work out, it is a decent chunk, no matter what you've purchased. Already does have the
ดูแขนยนต์ดิ
Titanic Hydra
แก
on
ละ
the
เอียด
way.
นะแกแบบตีเช็คก่อน
He has 2,600 more gold.
Yeah.
ไม่มีอะไรทำก็ว้าวกลับไปเอา
That's
ของ
a big number.
แกเป็นอาจารย์สอนป่าได้เลยอะแคนยอนอะ
And that's often the lead we see for the Lucian Melios, right? Like this is a lane that's built to just kind of beat anything.
Yeah.
It's not winning against this one.
I
ที่
think
พี่อยากได้จน
honestly,
ไปแวะรับ
sometimes
เอง
it has
ถึง
been
ที่เลย
with
ไม่น่า
Lucian
นะ
in the past and now
ก็รอเพราะว่า
is that laning
เขาไปกัน
is
ประมาณ
really
2 ทุ่มอยู่แล้ว แต่พี่
even though it
ก็
has a lot of power and we've seen
พรุ่ง
lanes
นี้จบจะได้
dominate,
แบบ
very easy to
ก็
fall
เซตอัพ
behind and suddenly you can't
เพราะว่ายังไม่ได้เซตอัพเลย
because you have a lot of
มันมีไมโคร
burst,
โฟนใหม่
and if that burst is enough to force them out of lane or put them under, great, but if you put your burst combo in and then they just run you down and auto attack you, then it feels really bad. And even
พี่
in
ไป
the
ลิปเปล่า
Lucian
เรา
early
จะ
that
กลับ
it
มา
went
ไล
off
ฟ์ไหมไม่มีแล้วครับ
we
ยังไม่
sometimes
ได้
saw
กลับมาไล
them
ฟ์แล้ว
struggle and fail against the Zeri if they disrespected it, if they played the trades wrong.
Yep.
This is kind of panned out here.
เลยล่างเงินดิปไป 2,700 ยังไม่ได้ชิ้นแรกเลยครับจนจัดนะบลูเซียน
But the further ahead he gets, the harder that's going to be, especially because Cogmore loves to itemize more defensively.
BDD ก็ยังไม่ได้เหมือนกัน
Yeah, sort of like the 3 items and then Jackstros type builds.
Yeah.
Can certainly come on through. Just think like the Callista builds.
คือมันต่อระยะไกลเรื่อยๆดูเลือดดิต่อจนจะตายแล้วอ่ะ
Previously, as Venra has to go back home again. I didn't really want to play by
กด W แล้วก็แบบลูแตะให้แล้วก็ฟิว
Yeah, one of the big strengths of Lucian that we've had has been playing through mid priority and controlled mid lane.
ยืนไม่ไหวว่ะ
Not going to be a thing this game, and when you have a global based top side of the map for Gen.G, if your Cogmore can just step up and just force them out of mid lane, it makes this game so easy to play. Rift Herald looking to be picked up as well. Cuz is in the vicinity, but I think it's just gone.
Yep. BDD is going to come over,
หนักกว่านั้นคือมัน
but that's a polymorph,
มี
so
Arden
that
ด้วย
is a guaranteed Shelly to go over.
Yeah.
And KT just able to get there and
ดูโล
watch,
มี
I
Arden
guess.
ก็คือใส่
But
Arden
that
ให้
is about it. Ruler's
รู
gonna
เลอ
pop
ร์
himself
รูเล
back
อ
into
ร์
mid lane once
คือใส่
again.
E ให้ปุ๊บแล้วก็
Continues
รูเลอร์ก็เดิน
down.
กด W เข้าไปยิง
Rod of Ages is
ตี
now
คีบ
done
กด
for
W ยิง
Chovy,
ฟิว
and he's
ฟิว
also
ลูเซียน
got
แม่งพยายามจะเคลียร์เวฟก็คือโดน
which is pretty
ที
cool
สอง
little
ทีก็คือ
adaptation into the Yone
หนักแล้ว
specifically.
Yeah, and in this situation, with the Herald, if you can break open that mid tower, you you can just make it so much easier to play through your side lanes when you have these towers down. Top can be the next priority. Dragon is up in 30 seconds though, so maybe the game
เฮ้ยถ้า
plan
เกิด
is
ตี
throw
ดี
the
ๆมัน
Herald
สามารถ
down,
ทำได้ปะใช่ป่ะใช่ป่ะ
pressure mid tower, force KT to respond, and then just sneak in and take the dragon while they're dealing with that. Well, not really sneak. I think they'll be pretty aware, but slide on in for that one.
Yeah, or just go for a big old trade on Fenrir again and take the dragon for free.
That also works.
That could be something that
โอ้
they elect to do.
คือ
As Ruler
คือถ้าเกิดเล่นกับ
will
คุณ
slink off
ซู
into
อ่ะ
the fog of war down towards this
เล่น
river
ดีๆ
as
หน่อยอะมัน
Toby,
เก็บ
keeping his
มัน
eye on
ยิง
what
แบบ
BDD
ออนฮิต
wants
2
to
ที
do
เว้ย
to get some
คือ
vision
ตี
over
มินเนี่ยน
here,
พอ
so
ครบ
they
สแต็ก
understand
ปุ๊บ
where
ยิง
the
ใส่
prize is.
ลูเซียนก็
But
แบบ
it needs to be a little careful. It is somewhat
Jack.
dangerous to get around the jungle and get
พร้อมกับ
wards
Arden
down as the Lulu as they're looking for an angle towards Cuz.
ได้แฟ
The
ด
taunt does not connect though here from Kane, who's just teleported
เฮ้ย
in.
Equalizer
Equalizer goes down, connects onto Ruler momentarily, and now
เรียกว่ามังกร
Kane just a one-man army
จะได้ให้
blocking
Canyon
four
มาออนไลน์อะ
people from getting into the pit. Now
ดู
the
เลอร์
turn
สวยจัดเลย
comes
ช่วยยิง
through.
มังกรก่อน
Canyon looking for the only gold lead that
Keen
KT has. And
ยัง
they
ไม่
are
ตาย
gonna
มี
be
ลู
able
ลู
to
นติ
get a
ช่วย
King gets a wild growth. That keeps
ได้
him
เพอร์เฟกต์
alive.
ต่างหากโอ้โห
And Gen.G,
เจน
they
จี
hold a monopoly on the kills.
ปล่อยป้อมกลาง
They grab
โอ้
the
โห
next streak. They move to probably a 4,000 gold lead
โคตรส
after
ตอ
this
มอะ
turret goes down.
Gen.G going to pick up mid tower and the dragon and just further extend this gold lead. Fenrir trying to clear out the wave, clear out the herald. He
ไม่
will
ทันด้วย
Unfortunately, let it get another charge. But
โด
I
นไปอีก
think
หนึ่ง
KT
ที
just didn't have the confidence to go in there.
แล้ว
And as
เกิ
a
ดหน้า
result,
มา
just didn't
ส
really
มัย
achieve much of
ฆ่าลิฟต์
anything.
ก่อนวะ
So we see the play start off. And for me, you have to layer ults onto the Cogmore if you want him to die. So we end up getting the equalizer coming down, but there's nothing holding him on the equalizer.
มันไม่
You
มี
get the
แบบ
ult,
BDD
paranoid
แฟลตมา
to
อัน
buy
ติตรงเนี้ย
time, and then they try and attack the Shen here. We actually even end up seeing the Vial committed onto the Shen, but Dura is able to keep Keen alive, and they just kite away, and I'm just thinking, is that really the target that you wanted to go for?
Probably not.
Yeah, the Shen also still had that TP.
เอ้ย Gen.G มันกลับมาแล้วอ่ะน่ากลัวจัดเลยอ่ะ
Feeling that deficit, already feeling desperate. We're just like, look, if we can try and pick off a target at the side, we'll do that, but we can't really fight. But it just kind of feels underwhelming.
พี่ใหญ่กลับมาแล้วอ่ะ
Another member, you win in position to defend mid, and Gen.G just further extend their lead. I'd almost rather they just kind of sent it onto the Cogmore,
ไม่เป็นไร
and if it backfired, it's like, well, the game's over, but at least we tried.
Yeah, and honestly, the game already feels pretty dire here for KT because, I mean, this Gen.G comp from ahead is so simple to play out, right? Because you just always can be anywhere on the map at all times, right? You've got Realm Warp, Paranoia, you've got the Shen, you can defend any sort of play that KT wants to make. So as soon as KT are like, oh, we need to desperately look for picks, well, you never get to find picks unless Gen.G are okay with it.
And because it's gone the Serpent's Fang, which, especially on a melee champion, you get the higher value. It
พี่
is
บ่ง
a
ชอบ
ton of
เล่น
value
เนาะ
in
คอก
the
มอ
Gen.G, but that buy is going to be absolute paper. Having that, not having the extra HP we normally get from a second item.
เฮ้ยแบบนี้มันแบบนี้ถ้าเกิด
So
ถ้า
considering
เกิด
the
ลู
amount
ลู
of
กด
damage
E อยู่
available to Gen.G,
แล้วลูเลอร์
definitely
ตี
puts
ศั
Cuz
ตรู
delicate
แบบ
spot. Once you ult in, you're probably going to die
มันทำงาน
regardless,
ไงวะ
but
แช
at
ท
least have to hope you take out the
เดี๋ยวนะ
target, which should be
คือ
Ruler.
ป้อมมันจะ
Should be
ป้อม
Ruler
กับ
they're
อาโก
looking to go for.
อ๋อ
Yes, but Ruler hasn't died yet.
Ako
Still hasn't picked
Ruler
up a
yun
kill,
yun.
which is quite surprising given the fact that he has 3,000 gold in the lead.
think
Managed to
Pixie
get there
yati
at
ด้วย
0-0-3.
What feels worse is that they didn't even burn a summoner from anyone.
สอบทีนี้ไหวกับคุณแทนนี่ไหม
Not having flash is not really a concern.
Yeah.
I think if you go into this next fight, Ruler has flash. You know, everyone on Gen.G has flash. It's going to be even harder. You want
King
people
na
down
dasan
summoners
daw.
to make this KT composition work, but
อยากเจ
I
อ
think
ที
it's
วัน
very
แล้ว
difficult
วะ
to see a window where they force them without just several KT dying.
Yeah, this is going to be very difficult. Maybe to just catch Chovy in a side lane, maybe something like that is what they're going to have to angle themselves for.
ทีวันจะเจอกับ Gen.G วันที่ 16 สิงหาคมครับ
Well, that's the joy.
สัปดาห์หน้านั่นเอง
You catch him alone in the side lane. Suddenly he's not so alone.
สัปดาห์หน้าก็จะเจอ Gen.G อีก
as
ร
the
อบ
whole
หนึ่ง
squad turns up.
So maybe you have to try to catch somebody else, get the tools, then
โฮมกราวด้วยเหรอ
in the side lane.
I think that's the thing. Little non-committal
เปิดบ้านรับเสือ
play, you just get the summoner then disengage could do wonders, but it's hard to pull
หา
off.
บ้านไหม
With
เนี่ย
Baron up and available. Any play you go for like that, if it backfires, you're just gonna lose that objective.
Yeah, and I feel like you have to invest everything if you ever want to actually get out ahead, right? Because KT are so far behind at this stage. If Ruler is anywhere near a fight, you are just going to lose. He just has way more DPS. It's a rock and a hard place type scenario here for KT. Let's see whether they can find a miracle, though. They have done so in the past, even against Gen.G in the more recent memory But yeah, Ruler does have 2 items as well as another cheeky recurve bow on top of it. He's got steel caps as well, right? I mean, the only champion that's doing magic damage here in this game is the Rumble anyway. So being able to mitigate the Yone, the Vi, and the Lucian all at once just feels pretty fantastic, which is why we have triple steel caps already complete.
It's also a Rumble who hasn't gone for the Leandri, so like not posing as much threat as he would be otherwise. Has the Rocket Belt instead.
เอาจริงน่าปล่อย SVL ไปเลยเนาะแล้วแบนพวกแบบซับตัวที่ SVL เล่นกับ SVL ดีพวกแบบคาม่าลูอะไรเงี้ย
gold for one team, not so much for the other.
Yeah, there are some pretty healthy turrets here on Gen.G's side. Top side of the map does show that Perfect has had a pretty decent game so far. Even though he has died once, that was not part of the whole laning situation. But he's getting the top lane treatment, that's for sure, where it doesn't really matter that you've done well. The whole rest of the map has kind of fallen apart around you. And now KT are actually moving over looking to see whether they can equalize these dragons. This is the sole point for Gen.G.
ตรงนี้ถ้าเกิดทำอะไรไม่ได้สู้ไฟไม่ได้ก็แพ้เลยแล้วแบบเสียเปรียบวิชั่นมากครับวันนี้Gen.Gเหมือนแฮกแมปอยู่อะเห็นทุกอย่าง
Cuz has to get out of there. The Drake will be claimed by Gen.G. There's a nice smite to come on down, and now are they going to get the re-engage? As Chovy will just realm warp his way out of there, and Gen.G just not even interested in a fight.
Yeah, KT so hesitant to engage. Cuz in the pit was an easy focus target that they just looked to challenge, and now this is the cost.
ต้องเป็นอาลีว่ะพี่ว่า
thing, but you're going to lose mid tower as well.
คือถ้าจะเล่นแบบเนี้ยมันต้องเป็นอาลีมั้ง
Baron area doesn't feel too great for KT.
มีตัวเปิดอะลัมโบ้เหงาวายก็แบบไม่รู้จะตีตอนกี่โมงดี
control from Gen.G there.
Yeah, Dusk and Dawn very close to being completed here for Keen at the same time. Titanic Hydra has been done for a while, but let's have a look at how this one started. Megacone engage here from Keen.
Yeah, we see Cuz ending up in the pit, and then it looked like this Vault Breaker was trying to get him out, or just hit Keen, but either way, he ends up trapped in the pit. We have to get the Milio ult and a flash to get him out, and then without those tools, he feels so hesitant to approach again, is late to be in range for the smite, and unable to combo it with his Q to try and secure it, and Gen.G just disengage.
Yeah, Chovy just walks out. Realm Warp going to be available there. As there's that Dusk and Dawn we were talking about. Big 2-item spike for the Shen does a lot of damage now. If he manages to
โอ้ยเขามองมันสโนว์บอลแบบหนักแล้วว่า
And Chovy will just be matching.
อุ้ยลูกพี่มันมาแล้ว
Maybe he's the shining light here for KT. But I just don't think so. I don't think a 500 gold lead on a Rumble is really going to help all that much. Even if they do have a predominantly AD-based composition outside of everything else, there is at least some Merc Treads here for Keen. And like you say, the Rumble's build isn't necessarily doing maximum damage. I don't think this would be scoring 5 out of 5 on Huni's list. Let's just say that.
No, I don't think so either. But to be honest, I'm not sure it would make that much of a difference.
No.
I just want to see a coordinated engage from KT. If you lose the game immediately, I honestly don't mind. But just try and kill Ruler. And if you lose the game off it, well, at least you try to do what your composition wants to do. But this sitting around waiting is not going to win you the game.
คือแทบไม่ค่อยได้ค่าเกมนี้ Gen.G ใช้วิธีแบบได้เงินจากออบเจกตีฟได้ป้อม
And there's nothing you can do about it. KT has spotted.
แล้วก็คือฟาร์มดีกว่า
Krug pit.
Yeah, the daylight value there helping out Gen.G. And while this is going on, Keen just hammering away at this tower, getting some damage down on it. And now they're just going to start the Baron, and the confidence, the early smite just to get it rolling.
Yep.
It is Scrying Orb, and it looks like they're not ready to potentially throw away the game there.
I mean, Bioarcane Barrage does so much damage to the Baron as well.
It is, though. It's not Hunter, it's Terry.
เคียวเวลโคตรดีอะ
Okay. So Terry is not
เหมือนต้องซื้ออะถ้าเกิดจะเล่นแบบเชนเป็นในเลน
It's not with a name like Terry.
Yeah, I know, but
he's a nice guy.
That's a good point. Did we end up with just Hunter for? Sorry, what's the
Owl.
Hunting Baron? He was.
There's
that
Hunter.
Owl?
Is the Hunting Baron.
All-Seeing Baron's Owl.
Yeah, and then Hunting Baron is just Hunter.
Is he just Hunter?
I think it makes the most sense.
Okay. And then Territorial is Terry. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know whether I really like Hunter as Hunting Baron.
Yeah. Well,
I feel like it's too simple.
It is quite simple.
I feel like that doesn't make me feel the same. Like Terry, even though it is just part of Territorial, it just sounds great.
Yeah, I'm not sure what else would go for them. If you have suggestions, I'm all ears. Yeah, we can think on it. We don't have to come up with it right now.
Okay. but I am just going to continue thinking about that instead of paying attention to the game. So I kind of want to come up with an idea.
ลูเซียนเอาเคลนมาทำไมนะจริงๆมันก็มีกันได้ดีนะมีคอนมีเฟียมีหลายสิ่งอะแต่มันมีมิลิโอก็ไม่รู้เหมือนกันว่า
Oh my, who is this? This isn't Chovy. Paranoia comes in. That's Canyon. Wild Growth comes down, and down goes Cuz. No way to even interact with the video game here today. This was one of those story games, and he's at the arc where it's very depressing, I think.
Yeah.
Something like that. As all right, Baron's down to 50%. There's no smite on KT. They have to kill them or leave. I think
leave is a good answer.
Well, they are
ดีๆเดินมาจิ้มอะไรไม่รู้อะ Oh my god ดีๆเดินมาจิ้มอากาศอะเมื่อกี้กดคิวอากาศอะไอเชี่ยหลอนกันจัดเลยตอนเนี้ย
Trying to run away effort doesn't find the fire kick but they do at least
Fenrir, that is the wrong side of the
No, he's defecting. He's like, no, I joined the wrong team. Keen is going to say, no, you didn't. Get out of here. He just finds it. There's the auto.
See, I think in this situation, you know Byron is gone.
0-6 แล้วมันนอกจากไม่ได้ฆ่าแล้วแม่งซึมเป็นแบบโถมขี้เลยนี่ฟาก
I think we watched them do Byron and die to them. Was probably my least favorite approach.
มันกลับมาเป็นแบบเมตาปกติแล้วพอเลยออกจะประกาศว่าจะเนิร์ฟตัวโรมมิ่งอ่ะมันเหมือนกลับมาเป็นเมตาแบบว่าไม่มีไอซิกแล้วอ่ะพอไม่มีไอซิกก็เหมือนแบบมันสนิกกี้สโนว์บอลไม่ได้แล้วอ่ะ
Being that there's now a Huni Baron and a Huni.
Yes.
Okay, I'm fine.
So what makes it so good? Oh my god, that is so good. Oh, thank you so much. Oh man.
แล้วพี่คิดว่าแคสซี่มันสตรองมากด้วยใครได้แคสซี่ไปเป็นมัน
The Huni Baron does a lot of damage. And that's all
เลนมันแข็งแล้วก็แบบมันสเกลลิงปกติตัวที่แบบเลนแข็งมันจะไม่ค่อยสเกลลิงอันนี้แม่งสเกลลิงแล้วเลนแข็ง
Yeah, I love it.
What the fuck?
That's at least solved that one. We can focus on the game. Wait, where did the game go? Ox, it's kind of over.
It's been over for a while, and I'm still yet to see the engage come out from KT. You have Yone, you have Vi, you have Rumble. Click all your buttons onto Ruler. You will probably fail, and the game's already doomed, right? But I just want to see the combo once. Just give it a go.
All right, well, this is going to be their last opportunity to do so, I'm pretty sure. Living Artilleries are raining down. Terminus has been completed here for Ruler, as well as halfway towards his Jack shows.
Oh, yes, Terminus as well.
Yeah. There's an actualizer there for Chovy. Like, I mean, as far as item spikes, this is about as many items. They haven't died yet this game. I mean, we're a Drake and 3 grubs away from a perfect game. It's pretty doomed. Ruler is just going to fire so many autos.
Wow.
I mean, one more and effort would have definitely died. And now they're going to send it. Let's see whether they can find it. As Ruler almost loses half his health. He did lose half his health. Nice work, KT. You nailed it. Fenrir wants to kill Canyon. Canyon doesn't care. Look at that. Just stands around. Will walk up and kill him. Didn't want to give the kill over to Keen or Chovy. Keen had killed him already, and Chovy's had enough kills so far this year. And now BDD, he unbinds the soul. He's not going to snap back though, unfortunately. These Nexus turrets, not long for the world, and this was an utter thrashing from Gen.G in game number 1, using a composition that absolutely thrashed them.
Yeah, 1 dragon and 3 grubs. That was all that prevented this from being a perfect game. This was so one-sided. I will say, at least KT was very late, but they finally said, look, we're going to try it.
They did try it.
They did send it, so, you know, I can't fault them for that, but I think an earlier attempt at that would have been good. The bot lane completely floundered there. And this looked like the old-school Gen.G that we know, the Gen.G who would get massive win streaks in the LCK. And for the other teams in the LCK, if they're back, it's a big concern.
I would definitely agree. I think there were a lot of things in that draft from Gen.G that just synergized kind of beautifully. But I imagine if we had have had a laning phase for the Lucian Melio that we're kind of used to seeing, then maybe things could have been a little bit of a different story. But man, look at even these damage numbers are just kind of minuscule.
Oh no, look at Cuz's damage.
Cuz damage 1,000
Oh no.
I can't actually look at it because I can't see it.
เกือบแบบหลักร้อยอ่ะไอ้เชี่ย
Getting doubled
Oh
by
my
your
god
Not a global record, but maybe.
ขำเลยเพื่อนน่าจะขำก็เคิร์ดดาเมจแน่เลย
Like you see BDD's face, they must have been looking at the damage numbers as well. They're like, "Cuz man, don't you remember the blank meme? You'll never live this down."
I'm glad he ulted at the end to boost that number a bit, or we maybe could have seen an all-timer there.
That would have been incredible. Let's take a short break. When we get back, the space gets to laugh at it too, and then we'll go into game number 2. Game number 2.
I think keeping the vibes good is important. You go into that game like, look, we misexecuted, the window closed, they try to jump out the window, didn't land well.
Yeah.
Move on to game 2. And I think getting too bogged down into the details of game 1 isn't really going to help you out. So I'm glad to see them looking upbeat. Best of 3 after all. Plenty of times we've seen teams start with a strong game 1 and not be able to close it out. Often that isn't Gen.G, but see what KT can offer, can display in game 2 to try and change that up.
We are into the draft here for the second game of this series. And Gen.G will once again be second pick on the blue side. KT with that chance to pick up a coveted first pick option. We'll see what it is going to be and whether the bans are going to change. Just as a reminder, it was Camille, Poppy, and Galio banned by KT, and Jace, Cassio, Oriana banned by Gen.G. Imagine Gen.G probably not all that keen to change what these bans are going to look like. But we'll just have to see as we go down the list. The Vayne going to be the first little move away from what we'd seen in the previous ban list.
Let's go
Yeah, potentially setting up perfect to get a good pick, but maybe just covering the fact that Gen.G have second pick and could make things uncomfortable with that.
แบนเวนกับแบนคัมมิง
Maybe they want to pick
แบนแคสซี่อีกแล้วอ่ะคุยจี้ BDD แบบไม่ให้เล่นแคสซี่ตัวแบก
And then the Anivia ban coming through.
I wonder what that means for what they're angling for. Often we see
เหมือนโชวี่
Anivia's banned when a Rise wants to be picked up.
ต้องบอกว่าเหมือน Gen.G จะแบบว่ารู้จุดแล้ว
Curious. Could be just
ถ้าไม่ได้ first pick กูแบนแคสซี่
want to get rid of it. That's another decent option.
I mean, he has been very good, so denying that I think has value. Oriana open available though. We've had 3 mid lane bans, and Oriana is left open. I think it'd be kind of reductive if you were to have these picks. 3 mid lane bans, only 2. I don't know why I said 3.
I mean, you could play mid lane Poppy if you wanted to.
Yeah, technically 4 if you include Fearless.
จะมีภาพวิธีไหนที่เกียรติวันไปชิงซิสี่แบบมันบ้างไหม
Now on the other side, Gen.G.
มีกีบอกว่าขอให้สบายสักปีเถิดปีที่แล้วก็ซีด2แบบว่าแบบเข้ามาในเลเจนด์กรุ๊ปอันดับ 2 โอ้โหโอลาฟเลยว่ะเฮ้ยแต่โอลาฟนี่อย่างนี้เฟลกวะ
Perfect has been pretty okay with going towards the Zehen as an answer to the Olaf.
เฟลกจังเกิลนะ
Be hit or miss.
คงไม่โอลาฟซัพพอร์ตหรอก
You can understand the theory behind why it would work. But honestly, there's a lot of the counter matchups that have been attempted, and they haven't necessarily worked. I think the Jace is still around about a 0% win rate into the Olaf. The Lee Sin is going to be picked up for Canyon as well.
So I think this is actually really smart because one of the best picks we've had in the current meta into Lee Sin
แบบนี้โชวี่ควรจะเล่นล็อกเว้ย
into Olaf feels pretty terrible because a big part of what you offer
ไม่แล้วนี่ไม่เฟลกแล้วคือโอลาฟบายเลย
big part of what Olaf offers is ignoring CC.
แต่โอลาฟพี่
still goes
พี่ก็ยังนึกไม่ออกจริงตัวอะไรแบบไปสู้กับมันแบบน่าจะนอกจากเคล็ดอะ
But it does just mean that you just have limited tools into Olaf, and it is going to be the Zehen we talked about. This is pick perfect. I think it's still undefeated on this season.
กดในเลนแต่ว่า
tremendous run.
ตอนทีมไฟท์เลย
Great form on it. Yeah. And obviously into melee champions, you get just tremendous value in the later stages of the game. We had that clip of Kingin in the Mad movie where he went insane mode on it.
จริงๆอีลาวลี่ดีมากนะ
26 health.
ลีซินกับ
Oh, so he had 25 health spare.
He definitely did.
I think Galio, the fact it's not banned,
อุ้ยแต่
the fact
กาลิโอ
that
โช
you
วี่
set up for the Lee Sin so well, and once again bringing some of that global power that we saw them have in game 1 makes sense for Chovy to go for this.
Yeah, it also really works. Like we saw yesterday, she really struggled trying to get the Olaf to find some value when he was kind of the only pressure point into T1. If he had have been able to deliver a Galio while he was recklessly running into the enemy team, maybe it would have made a little bit of a difference there. That's kind of the theory that we have here for Gen.G and their composition, with the fact that Keen can just be backed up at a moment's notice with this Galio option. kind of cute. Does mean that BDD will have run to the lane most likely, even though Chovy has laned very well on the Galio throughout his career.
เคลมีภาพไหมสู้โอลาฟก่อน P6 นี่แม่งหนักเลยแล้วโอลาฟแม่งโยนขวานเข้ามา1ทีเคลวิ่งหนีโอลาฟถึงประชิดตัวเคลต้องกดอันติโอลาฟแม่งกดเดินออกได้แม่งเดินออกยังได้เลยหรือว่าจะแบบงัดสู้เลยก็เคลมันดาเมจไม่ทันมันฟาร์มไม่ทันหรอก
I would be sad if it came out, but not surprised.
แต่ว่าในแรงเกมอาจจะได้เพราะมันไม่โดนโถมและอย่างเคลอ่ะพอเขาเห็นว่าเป็นเคลปุ๊บเขาก็แบบว่าเลือกซัพพอร์ตแบบโรมมิ่งแล้วก็แบบมาฆ่าเคลรัวๆแล้ว
But I also think that we often saw Cluster Renata into Ashe Seraphine. I actually think the Ashe Seraphine value is
แต่กี้เลือกล็อกถ้าเลือกล็อกมาเป็นชวีเล่นล็อกอาจจะเจอสกาเนอร์เข้ามาซ้อนแล้วแบบระเบิดได้แล้วเป็นการิโอดีกว่า
I think it's a smart ban from them to deny that and really limit the tools. There's still that Ezreal available though, so yes, you deny the combo they're potentially looking for.
มีคาม่าด้วยนะ Ezreal คาม่ายังมีอยู่นะ
Yeah, I would say so too. And now Dura can play kind of anything that he wants. They can answer the bottom lane with a Karma if they would like extra lane dominance. But you could also throw an engage support in here as well. Give Chovy another option as far as who to land on and things like that as Fenrir locks in the Kai'Sa. And one of the classic answers into the Ezreal. We haven't seen it find all that much success though, as you saw right there. 20% win rate so far in the LCK this year. And not a whole lot of the wins for that 20% have been
Scanner, oh my.
His effort does lock away the Nautilus.
แต่ว่าใครสาโอลาฟจับยากอยู่
into this melee bruiser comp who are going to be up in your face. I feel like the Nautilus is going to feel very uncomfortable in team fights here as well. I think KT's draft was fine initially, but these last two picks have not inspired joy. And Duro just going to go for the Leona. More bulk and also pretty good into the Nautilus.
บลอมนี่มันไม่เก่งเลยนะแชมเปี้ยนบลอมตอนนี้
I think the Ezreal pick really helped Gen.G out a lot to add an extra dimension to the composition because they were very short range. That can cause issues, even though Olaf can ignore the Skarner CC. A short range comp into Zehen, Skarner Orianna can be a bit awkward, but now you can play around the Ezreal poke. You still have the sort of dive threat, and I just think that I'm struggling to see if the Kai'Sa and Nautilus are going to get the value they really wanted out of here. Because, you're looking to dive in. There's so much bulk in the way. Nautilus is not just going to be able to charge through this front line that Gen.G has and set up for the Kai'Sa.
Yeah, I mean, at least you can get away from the Olaf if you've tagged somebody else, if somebody else has tagged somebody else in the team fight to give you sort of an avenue out. But that can be dangerous. As CGB, we do sell hot dogs as well. I guess that is what we're advertising here today. It's a bit of a jump scare there. Sorry to that one fan. The camera guy sometimes has a sense of humor. But these are your compositions. And Orcs, I'm worried. I was here on Sunday. It was lovely to have a 6-game banger. I don't know whether we're heading that direction. Unless KT can dig deep and find a victory here in this second game. All right, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, onto the riff for game number 2. KT wanting a better showing here this time around. Fenrir.
แต่นับถือแฟนๆที่เขาไปดูที่สนามแบบอยู่นะเพราะว่าถ้าระเบิดเพราะว่ากด
Yeah, definitely want any advantages they can get down in the bot lane.
คือหน้าหนาวอ่ะเขาเตรียมเสื้อผ้าไปนะเว้ยคือในห้องแข่งอ่ะมันอากาศแบบกึ่งแบบร้อนๆหน่อยๆอ่ะ
Very strong level 2. They have to watch out for.
เขาก็เลยใส่เสื้อแบบเสื้อทีมเชียร์กันแบบว่าแค่ตัวนอกอะไรเงี้ย
But in lane, if you get stunned by
แค่แบบเป็นเสื้อแบบเจอร์ซี่อ่ะ
Barrier has that.
คือเขาต้องเตรียมเสื้อผ้ามาบางคนเตรียมมาทั้งเซตเลยใส่เป็นเซตเลยแล้วพอออกจากสนามแข่งก็ต้องไปเปลี่ยนในห้องน้ำเปลี่ยนเป็นเสื้อกันหนาวเพราะข้างนอกแม่งหนาวสัตว์
Yeah, sort of like being forced to take the cleanse feels bad.
Yeah.
We'll see whether Fenrir can utilize it a little bit more effectively here as BDD taking the Winds of War. Chovy with some nice damage on to the Orianna. But one thing that we haven't really spoken about too much is the fact that BDD is a fantastic
ตอนนี้นี่คืออารมณ์
Gen.G
ประเทศไทย
I mean, he
แบบ
used the Orianna
ประเทศ
alongside
ไทย
the Azir to
ประเทศไทยแบบ
carry to a lot of success.
เย็นกว่าประเทศไทยนิดเดียวอ่ะนิดเดียวจริง
The way you can play the matchup of Nautilus into Leona is when Leona's Zenith blades in
แต่ตอนหน้าหนาวไงพี่พูดถึงตอนหน้าหนาว
capture out of the Zenith blade and it keeps her at a healthy
เขาเตรียม
distance
เสื้อผ้ากันมาแบบ
range
โอ้
to
โห
Q herself with her stun. I think that's what Effort was going for there, but because Duro had already gone through him, he just
พี่ว่าซาเฮนกับโอลาฟใครตายก่อนกันในทีมไฟท์
But especially when you're playing the lane defensively, you just want to keep Duro checked. If he ever Zenith blades in, you just Q him. You don't follow up with your own auto because that gets you in range to be stunned. You just kind of Q, maybe throw an E down and disengage from it. It's all about keeping the Leona out of melee range of you. She beats a lot of champions in melee range, especially Nautilus because she's tankier and his stun cooldown is so low and the extra damage to the passive too.
Yeah. And you also have Ruler there as well who can proc the sunlight.
ดับแบบ2ทีมเนี้ยพี่ว่ามันคิดทีมไฟยากมากเลยงงแบบเพราะว่า Gen.G มันเป็นทีมแบบอย่างลีซินไงมันเป็นแบบความสามารถเฉพาะตัวจัดอะไม่มีตัวที่จะจับลีซินมีแค่นอตจับลีซินอะส่วนโอลาฟก็ไปจับไคซาลำบากแต่ไคซาก็ฆ่าโอลาฟลำบากเพราะว่ามีลีซินอยู่แม่งแบบว่าแล้วมีลีโอนาอีกคือแบบว่าทั้ง2ทีมมีความสามารถจริงเล่นยากทั้ง2ทีมอะแต่ว่าเล่นกลางกาลิโอมันจะได้เปรียบทำไมโดราต้องแฟดวะแต่ทำไมเพอร์เฟกต์ไม่ต้องแฟดวะทรงนี้คือโดราต้องแบบต้องไปแล้วต้องแฟดออกแล้วอะคือแบบแกไปเอาตียกมาได้ไงวะอยากศึกษาเพื่อเป็นเมนซับไปเล่นแรงมีช่องทางแนะนำไหมครับเพิ่งกลับมาเล่นรู้สึกอ่อนมาก
Doesn't have the disengage already in melee range. You can see.
Arrow was looking for it.
จริงๆ
Yeah, I think you'd probably get the cleanse if it connected, but I don't think the kill.
จริงๆถ้าเกิดจะศึกษาแบบ
maybe a summoner there and was hoping to disengage after. I think the top lane
เอาดีสุดเลย
interesting because into Olaf
พี่คิดว่าเราเลือก1ตัวก่อนที่เราชอบเล่นก่อนแล้วเราก็เอาเลือกอีกตัวหนึ่งที่เราแบบชอบลงมาพอเลือกได้แล้วปุ๊บอะสิ่งที่เราต้องทำคือถ้าเราไม่มี ID เกาหลีเราก็เล่นก็ดูเมนที่เขาเล่นตัวนั้นนะดูว่าเขาเล่นยังไงเว้ยดูในเว็บ ID DM ก็ได้ไม่ใช่เว็บอะไรนะ
Justice Punch comes in. There's the taunt has to be flashed here by BDD. Chovy is just straight up winning the 1v1 in mid lane as pre-6 Galio. Obviously,
แล้วมาที่ OTP เราก็เซิร์ชแชมเปี้ยนสมมติว่าเราเล่นซับเราเล่นลูลูแล้วเราก็เซิร์ชเป็น Legion
as the Ruler Arcane shifts forward with impunity.
Legion
this is Gen.G just kind of winning
มี Legion เราบอก
I think BDD just
นั่นแหละแล้วเราก็แบบพยายามดูว่าอะไรอย่างเงี้ยเข้าไปส่องรีเพย์ว่าเขาเล่นยังไง
So no killer instinct up for Fenrir to follow.
ดูแบบแก่เลยนะแบบว่าเขาแบบจังหวะนี้เขาเทรดยังไงในเลนเขาทำอะไรในนาทีที่เท่าไหร่อะไรอย่างเงี้ย
And I think Gen.G's bot lane doing a good job of forcing Cuz away. Doesn't even get the scuttle crab.
Yeah, just going to be Duro and Ruler. Let's start off on that one. I believe Canyon will be going over there, looking to try and grab his level 6.
หลักซับผมว่าต้องอ่านแครี่ตัวเองให้ออกว่ามั่วไหม
Not going to have the same soul as game number 1. Let's see what the next one's going to be after that, depending on whether or not this one is going to be started.
ถ้ามั่วไงต่อพี่คิดว่ามันจะเป็นหลักนี้แล้วว่ามันจะมี ADC ที่มั่วกับไม่มั่วเว้ยคือแต่ว่าถ้าเราเล่นไม่มั่วเล่นอย่างเงี้ยไปเรื่อยๆอ่ะมันวินก็ดีกว่านึกออกไหมหลักๆคืออยากโฟกัสให้ตัวเองมากกว่าเล่นให้แบบดีที่สุดแล้วอะแล้ว ADC มันจะมั่วก็ไม่เป็นไรก็ถือว่าตอนนี้แพ้ไปแล้วเราก็ตามใหม่ถ้าได้ ADC ที่ไม่มั่วเราก็ชนะแต่ว่า
Also a big part of Leona is the fact that
ถ้า ADC มันไม่มั่วแล้วเรามั่วอันนี้แม่งคือแบบเราก็จะแพ้ไง
damage reduction on it. It's not just the
สรุป
resistance.
คือโฟกัสที่ตัวเองดีกว่า
It's
โฟกัส
like,
ที่เพื่อนไหม
it has each level, so like rank 5 it is 24 flat damage reduction. Against a Kai'Sa specifically, he shoots all those missiles.
Yeah.
It just
แต่
completely
ซับมันสามารถเลือกได้ไง
And it's
มันสามารถเลือกคนแบกได้
the Amumu support, right? That was picked into
แบบว่า
Kai'Sa almost and Zeri.
อาจจะโรมมิ่งไปเล่นกับป่าบ้างอะไรเงี้ยถ้าป่าแบบดูแบบทรงแบกจัด
Yeah.
Similar theory there. As yeah, it wasn't the Kai'Sa, it was the Zeri originally, but it's the same school of thought.
Same concept, yeah. I mean, I think the Zeri one was hilarious in Amumu because you legit just did 0 damage.
It really didn't work very well.
Here it's mostly the Q, but obviously Kai'Sa also likes.
แต่แนะนำว่าเล่นตัวที่เราชอบ
building up the passive
ดีกว่าเว้ย
and the passive is also execute damage, which you have to get them low
อ๋อ
to get
เป็
the
น
value
รู
out
น
of
คอน
that.
เคอร์เว้ย perfect
Keen running around on 50%, but so is perfect. Both of these top laners are going to look kind of close to death throughout a lot of this laning phase. And we'll check in here or there, but I don't know.
เกมนี้มันใช้มันเน้นการเข้าใจแชมเปี้ยน
I do want to say
เยอะอยู่อ่ะเพราะฉะนั้นการสแปมเป็นตัวหนึ่งไปเลยมันได้ผลมากกว่าเว้ยมันได้ผลมากกว่าการที่เราเล่นหลายๆตัว
He just didn't use it. He really liked that the other one. What was it? It was one of the release skins, the like red and dark silver, like red and chrome one. Every single time he just played that skin. And I'm like, your skin's really cool. Yeah, the Iron Solari one. Yeah. I was like thinking, is it Iron Solari? Because I'm pretty sure that's also a locket that's in the game. But I think it might actually just
สุ
be
ดท้าย
that.
ไม่กล้าเปิดอยู่ดี KT
Claimed here
เปิ
by
ด
Canyon. There's
จั
a
บไม่โดน
possible engage, but the Impale gets avoided.
ช็อคเวฟด้านหลังตัดสวย
Finds the angle. He does get
ดู
slammed
โล่
into the wall though. This is an awkward moment
มี
for
ซิน
the Leona who gets
เฮ้ย
out. Killer instinct.
ไคซ่าเข้ามา
They all dive on top of him.
ไคซ่ายิงถูกตัวแต่ว่า
He's emoting as they go 1 for 1. But
ไม่
still,
ได้ปะ
KT
เอ้ย ติดปลายพอดีโอ้โหปลายรถ
locks up the second.
เคิร์สเมื่อกี้
So even with the rough start for KT in that fight, they end up coming out ahead. Benra actually getting
ตะกี้ถ้าเกิดยิง
some
ผิดตัว
value
ก็
on the
แบบ
Kai'Sa there. While the rest
เวอ
of
ร์
the
เลย
team
อะ
just kind of
ไอ้
move forward
ไค
and take
ซ่า
targets one at a time.
แต่น้องยังยิงถูกตัว
That
ครับ
Justice Punch was kind of crazy
Yeah.
from Chovy. It reminds me, I don't know, I'm gonna say this, but there was this one
Shockwave
years
สวย
ago from Faker against a Shen where he Justice Punch to dodge a taunt. Kind of felt like those vibes.
Yeah.
So clean. And then here, we actually see the buffer on the Shockwave from Duro with the Zenith play, but he ends up in this really precarious spot.
Sky
And BDD
Boom
is just kind of at the side, free hitting. Fenrir dives in and just grabs so much attention. And at this point, Canyon's so low, Keen
แต่
has
ว่า
to
ได้
run
เฟิร์สบัตร
away.
นะใช่ไหม
And I think honestly, Fenrir did a good job of
ไคซ่าได้เฟิร์สบัต
dragging
ร
attention away from the backline.
Yeah, and so will sacrifice himself, but they managed to claim another kill here as well.
มันคุ้มอยู่นะถ้าได้เฟิร์สบัตรอะ
who is now behind as far as gold is
ถ้า
concerned.
ฆ่าได้เราตายแต่ว่าได้เฟิร์สบัตรก็พี่ว่าคุ้มนะ
The bargain bin build
ถ้า
again.
ทีมไฟไม่ระเบิดแบบ
We do see a lot
ชนิด
of
แบบว่า
hard steal first
เละเทะเลย
out of
ก็อย่างเงี้ยก็คือ
Alscanas.
KT ถือว่าได้เปรียบนะ
Has been enjoying this one instead. Bandlepipe second is generally what you decide to go.
แต่ว่าเวฟอันเดอร์เยอะดิ
Do
ไคซ่า
other big tanky items after that, but just gives you a big burst of stats in the earlier stages.
Yeah, we did see Protoplasm nerfed quite a bit. It used to be insane. I feel like you just had this item that's like, okay, you're immortal. He's a fair bit weaker now, but still gives you a lot of effective HP.
ใช่แล้วดูพี่กีเป็นตัวอย่างสแปม A-Talk จนเป็นโนหนึ่งด้าน
Yeah.
Heals percentage HP.
อย่างพี่เงี้ยพี่ไปเล่นตัวเคาน์เตอร์เล่นเคลสไปเคาน์เตอร์ใครไออากาลีเงี้ยแล้วพี่ก็เล่นแบบไม่ค่อยรู้ดาเมจอะแคลคูลเลตแบบไม่ค่อยได้เงี้ยแม่งก็รู้สึกแบบไม่เก่งเลยตัวเราอะกับการถ้าไปเล่น A-Talk รู้สึกว่าแบบมันเข้ามือมากกว่า
And that is an engage onto Effort. Solar Flare is going to connect as well.
ทันหรือเปล่าตื่น
As Effort gets
ตื่น
the
กี่โมง
depth
โอ้
charge down, but does have to get out of there. Now Cuz flies in.
เคิร์สเมียติดแต่ว่ากาลิโอลงมาจับไหมจับได้ยังไม่จับกว่าไม่กล้าจับ
Just gets himself out of there. Cuz does keep himself alive, but BDD just
พี่
gets
ดีตายแทนครับผมไม่รู้ว่าจะจับกี่โมง
destroyed.
Just feels like the threat was shifting from player to player to player. It's like, okay, Effort's out. Now Cuz is the focus. Cuz is out. Now BDD's the focus. Unfortunately, BDD didn't have anyone else to shift that
แย่แล้วว่ะเพอร์เฟกต์
and just ends up going down.
แย่แล้วว่ะเพื่อนๆแย่แล้ว
No, so pretty
ดาเมจ
unfortunate
มันขาด
there
อ่ะ
for
ต้น
KT
เก
to
มอ่ะ
just lose them the dragon and put them a bit further behind. It's going to be Chemtech into Hextech, so
คือโอเลน่ามันเจอกาลิโอดาเมจมันหายไปเยอะอะ
and honestly Chemtech could have been pretty good.
Oh yeah. Whenever there's an Olaf and there's a hand. Oh, okay. Keen just turns it around and kills. I thought I had a second to like finish my sentence.
Yeah, I think Perfect was kind of for the mindset of, okay, I think Galio's moving in here. I have to try and find the all-in, but then just die.
He did. I mean, it was more of an all-out without being Cassante.
Yeah. So here, a lot of CC focus and damage on an effort. He has to flash away. But then with the Galio coming in, they can just turn onto Cuz. I also like the kick from Canyon against the terrain, so he's still in the hero's entrance. And then BDD just gets caught out here on the back end.
ลงลอตโต้ทีวันลงเฮ้ยมันมาวันไหนนะครับ
available for Perfect. So
ทีวันที่แบบเป็นเซตอะ
I think you had to throw that down at some point if you're looking for the all-in. If you're not, if you're just accepting your fate, then I guess at least he denied the assist from Chovy.
Yeah, but it doesn't to be said about that.
Feel too great overall.
I think that he just didn't expect to die that quickly.
Yeah,
I would assume.
You know what? He ran out of health.
Yeah, it does. It does. Maybe he was like, oh, that 1% crit rune. That's probably what he was said in chat immediately afterwards or in comments.
Yeah.
I hope so anyway. Maybe he's been playing too much Classic. Because a lot of these young guns, you know, just weren't around when a lot of these champions were in their infancy, you know? Maybe he wanted to learn a little bit. That's all right. Wave going to get cleared here by Chovy. Over. And this next dragon, 3 minutes away. It's going to be a little bit of a while.
Perfect มันได้ตียกตลอดเลยว่ะ
I mean, he's got his Hex Plate. He's just very happy to brawl 6 seconds until that ulti's back up again. True Shot Barrage is just going to annoy Effort as he walks up the river. And Gen.G, 2.3k the advantage. And if the last game's anything to go by, I just don't see them really giving this up without KT finding some phenomenal angles here in this game. At least this time I feel like Fenrir might be able to be an impact to find an angle here, but
ไม่เราคือเราซื้อผ่านเว็บเหรอครับ
behind at 13 minutes.
แล้วเขาส่งทั่วโลกเงี้ยเหรอ
My struggle is that
มันยังไงวะงงจัดใช่ไหมซื้อผ่านเว็บทีวันอะไรเงี้ยเหรอ
How are you reaching the Ezreal is my question. Who's setting it up? So
แล้วลงชื่อมันแบบต้องใส่เลขพาสปอร์ตอะไรอย่างงี้ป่ะมันจะได้แบบไอ้นี่หน่อยอ่ะ
1.3k gold lead just for him.
Yeah, that's
ทำไม LL เขาไม่ TP ช่วยกันแบบ Dota 2 TP มันแทบจะไม่ได้มีทุกตัวเลย
Oh man, actually eating all of the damage from Ruler. He just wants one more arcane shift. Doesn't quite get it. Didn't find the Mystic Shot either, so Fenrir will live for now, but this wave, well and truly under Gen.G's control.
Well, it does take a tower hit, but just keeping the pressure up mid lane. And it's kind of hard to see some recourse coming through. Ezreal being so safe, Cuz no flash, Effort no flash, and Ruler having his. Not easy to set something up here. Now I'm trying to get vision around the river. They do have a wall that's a bit deeper behind that could potentially work, but no TP for Perfect. So no real option there right now.
Yeah, Keen with full control of top side of the map. That's the crazy thing. There's not a lot of vision around the Herald, as Perfect is going to take a lot of damage, and Gen.G don't need vision around the Herald because Keen is just so massive. They're going to engage onto Effort, though. Shockwave onto 2, but it does so little damage. Chovy looks for a Justice Punch angle. Actually, Justice punches into the Impale, but Fenrir just gets turned on, and now the Ragnarok, the Ghost, the Olaf just runs through the wall to take down Cuz. That was so funny. Hits him as Cuz is trying to drive his way out. And Effort, yeah, this is a little bit of an I'm in danger type moment, as Drew is going to slow him down, and Effort might just get escorted back to his base.
Will be able to walk away, but the rest of his team not so lucky. And I just think Fenrir was in an impossible position there.
I thought you were going to call him an imposter. He's not. No.
He was in a pretty impossible position there, nowhere really to go. And Gen.G now with a 5,000 gold lead.
This reminds me of yesterday.
At least they got kills.
Yeah, that's true. This may not be the least kills in the league this time around.
But yeah, so fight starts. With KT going aggressive here, but the Galio ult comes down. This time Canyon doesn't kick Effort into terrain, so he doesn't get caught by the Galio ult, but they turn on Fenrir. Fenrir cleanses, but then where's he going? Up there, down there, doesn't matter, there's an Olaf on you. This time, we don't get to see the funny moment with Olaf just so angry he could run through walls.
เป็นเรียนเมื่อกี้คือหลบขวาแล้วนะพยายามเต็มที่แล้วอะ
Does use all his summoners, I guess. That's something to bear in mind. As there is an engage potentially here on Dadur, who does respect the Impale and flashes away. The Drake not going to get completed just yet as they do turn this into Canyon. True Shot Barrage, a little bit of damage here as the Drake is going to lose its patience, but will recharge that. And there goes the Dragon over towards Gen.G. That's double Dragon into Cloud. They're going to be running real quickly on the map this time. And I don't even know whether Killer Instinct is going to be enough to get him away from Galio.
Olaf with Cloud Soul.
Yeah, man.
Oh my god, it's
perma-ghost.
ดาวเรื่องคลิปเบสแล้วว่ะคือสัปดาห์ที่แล้วกับสัปดาห์นี้มันแบบมันสูสีกันมากเลยโคตรมันนะแต่ละคู่อะเราก็แบบเฮ้ยสัปดาห์นี้ก็น่าจะแบบมันแหละปรากฏดาวคิกเบส
And you know that at least about the Cloud Soul thing, KT might lose the game before Cloud Soul even comes through.
I think the mindset you have to have as KT in this moment would be like, look, yes, they have a large gold advantage, but we've seen an LCK team throw a much bigger gold advantage.
There you go.
You know which team that was?
Themselves.
Yes.
Perfect. And Perfect is right here. Yeah, he's right there. He is going to avoid that axe. Duro is making his way down. And Perfect won't have to use his flash or anything like that. Keen doesn't have
ซาเฮนเจอโอลาฟมันไม่ค่อยเวิร์กไงไม่รู้ว่า
For the all-in.
I think to me, I think the vibe I'm getting is that Gen.G just really wanted to get Fry's group back on as soon as possible, so they're speeding up this series.
Yeah.
To the maximum.
They're just trying to get more fans, aren't they? You know, because that's what everyone wants, really, is just as much Rise group as we can possibly get. I see you, Gen.G.
Mandate comes through for Chovy, so insane amounts of ability haste.
โปรเฟกต์ดีกว่าโดราขออนุญาตตีเกโอ้โหตอนนี้ไม่รู้เหมือนกันว่าถ้าเพอร์เฟกต์เปลี่ยนเป็นใครแล้วทีมมันจะดีขึ้นนะตรงเนี้ยคือนึกไม่ออกแล้วเพอร์เฟกต์ลองแบบเปลี่ยนอ่ะมึงเลือกพิกมาได้เลยเอาใครก็ได้มาแข่งแทนเพอร์เฟกต์
Also, that's a full mana mean.
ในสภาพตอนเนี้ย
Effort is going to get taunted. Does get the dredge line off before that does come on through, because we'll be able to claim his Raptor. So there is at least that. It's the little wins, you know, that we talk about. As Effort once again.
พี่ว่าเนี่ยมันพี่ว่าในดาบมันเล่นยากอะ
Immediately kills it. And this is
คือถ้าจะดับโอเลน่าก็ต้องแบนกาลิโอแต่เขาอยากได้โอเลน่าจัดเลยแบบไม่แบนกาลิโอทาง Gen.G ก็เลยไม่แบนโอเลน่ามันเลยแบบคือดับในตัวที่แบบ Gen.G แบบรอแก้อยู่แล้ว
And yeah, it does kind of look frustrating because there's not the same level of action. True Shot Barrage tries to. Oh my god! That was through Locket, and they just killed him because he's going to get smoked, but still takes down the inner turret in the mid lane. Didn't like the idea of ramming it into the inhibitor turret, so he just steers her out of the way. And Shelly gets a little bit more work done here. They're going to break open the base before 20 minutes. Oh, unless there is enough of a defense, and it looks like KT are at least going to last until that 20-minute mark. Another wave does come through, but Gen.G will just back away.
That was brutal. Fenrir still had flash, and it was just like, no, I live these.
Yeah, maybe Effort was like, no, I've got Locket for you, bro. And then he died.
Oh my god, this was brutal.
Oh my lord.
오호.
Yep.
맛있게 잡네.
Delicious. Indeed. Okay, so 6-2. Maybe, so what was it, 12 kills was the least? And that's how much we got in the last game. If Gen.G keep playing it like this, it might be a similar story.
Yeah. You know what I'm really starting to think about?
What's that?
Who's POM?
พี่กิฟต์ตั้งใจดู Gen.G จังเลยค่ะ
Are you in doubt?
Oh, I mean, you know.
Because
เอาใจช่วยอยู่ครับ
Ooh, does Ruler get back-to-back on the week? Is it time for Duro to actually get recognized after his huge performance in the previous series?
I feel like probably not based on LCK.
Is it Keen? Keen's been pretty good.
I mean, the game one from Ruler and Duro was really good in the bottom 2v2. But it's just been such a controlled game. Like, that clip there from Ruler on the Ezreal was hype, but the game is long over at this point.
Well, Cuz going to get engaged on here. There's the Solar Flare. Canyon kicks him back, and Ruler finishes him off. Oh man, that was like a 1-2-3 punch. Down they go. Effort taking a lot of damage.
ไม่มีมาร์กที่โอ้ยเดี๋ยวนะมาร์กมันอยู่ยังไงวะไม่เข้าใจว่ะ Imperial Mandate อะคือมันเมื่อกี้พี่เห็นมันมีมาร์กอยู่อะ
Gen.G just toying with him now.
Ruler heard me
มัน
speaking.
ทำงานไงวะ
He heard me talking about POM. He's like, you know what? I'll make a case.
Yeah.
Putting on a bit of a clinic on the Ezreal here.
อ๋อคือมาร์กมันคือจะโดนดาเมจแรงขึ้น 7% จากทุกออรีซอร์ส
I think, and it's not going to be the lowest kills so far in the LCK.
Gen.G อยากเจอ T1 ว่ะ
This combo between Canyon and Ruler is just so beautiful.
It's so slick. The ward hop, kick, Q, follow up, and then Ruler finishes the damage. And then unfortunately, Effort tries to make his escape. Gets taken down in the flash of the shockwave at the back end, given no recourse really to KT.
ไม่รู้จะสู้ยังไงครับผม
No option at all. 2.6 thousand gold going to be the lead here for Ruler alone. The 10,000 gold lead at 22.5 minutes. The Baron is taken without any response because I believe Cuz was just respawning. And Gen.G, I mean, they can go over and get themselves a Cloud Soul point if they want to, but I'd imagine that sieging is probably more value and protecting all of these wards that they have littered through the KT jungle.
ชนะรวมมาแค่ไหนนะเว้ยแม่งไม่เท่ากับแพ้ยับแล้วทำยังไงต่อ
Never farm a camp, and you will just always extend the lead.
คือ KT ชนะมารัวๆใช่ป่ะแล้วก็แบบแล้วพอมาแพ้ยับอย่างเงี้ยแม่ง
It is methodical. I can't say words properly.
มันจะรวมไปหมดเลยเว้ย
Gen.G are so incredibly good at it, and it just feels so hopeless if you're KT.
Yeah, I don't see the angle.
No, I can't quite find it.
At least last game they were like, okay, let everyone just engage onto this primary target. But fortunately, then it was a mobile cog more. This time, it's not just the fact that it's an Ezreal, but also. Like Skarn and Nautilus need to actually get close to you. And I just think if you run towards Ruler, he'll die on the way.
Well, perfect.
As demonstrated.
He's teleporting in. Effort gets another extra bit of shield and will be able to keep himself alive, but cannot keep the turret alive. That's going to be 2 inhibitors very quickly removed. And there are a lot of minions here. Let's see whether they actually go for the siege. It is a 5 versus 5. KT with an opportunity to try and find an angle here. And it looks like Cuz is trying to find an angle. Oh, beautiful Justice Punch there from Chovy to buffer the CC. Out of this Zahan. Effort might be able to get something here as he does find an anchor, but the depth charge remains up and available. Hasn't committed to it yet, and he may actually just die by accident if there's another True Shot Barrage to fly out. Duro's health bar is relatively low, but they've taken the first Nexus turret already. And KT still yet to really pull the trigger. They're just trying to trim these waves and try and keep this last turret alive. But KT, you're bleeding. You have to go for something, otherwise you're just rolling over and dying here in this game. Keen still with Ragnarok. They still have so many tools. True Shot Barrage onto Fenrir. And there goes the turret. Effort going to be taken down. Killer Instinct into the back line, but Olaf has one of those too as he flashes on top of BDD and looks to cut him down. The Olaf might die, but actually no, he's not going to. He's just going to hit minions, get his health bar back, finds himself as a hen. Just put in front of him so he can life steal. And now BDD watches as his Nexus goes down. He will be spared, but someone has to send the message that Gen.G is back.
They most certainly are. This is the Gen.G that we've seen many times before in the LCK, reminding KT how it works around here.
4 โมงยังไม่ครึ่งเลย
KT, it just felt like they had no hope in either games up against this unit. We just moved together as a team, the macro control, the suffocation that they experienced was not a fun time, but Gen.G with a very convincing win.
It's kind of, it makes me feel like we're in reality again, you know, when Gen.G are demonstrating this level of League of Legends, because this is normally what you have to overcome if you're ever going to take this team down, and it felt like that had kind of drifted away. As was she going to skull if it was a 2-0? I imagine it's something.
I think
like
for
that.
500 wins.
Ah, there you go. Oh, no, come on. It's close. I mean, it's pretty close. She's going to commit. There you go.
There you go. Good effort.
Well played.
Although effort was on KT.
True.
Yeah.
Remember, ladies and gentlemen, drink responsibly. But, you know, if it's 500 wins, that's a special occasion. That's definitely okay.
Don't do that for everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, don't celebrate it for the next win.
501.
Yeah.
502.
Well, I mean,
พี่ใหญ่กลับมาแล้วครับผม Gen.G
per Gen.G series, that would be okay. If you're doing it for every one of Keen's solo queue games that he plays, probably not going to be good for your liver. We're not going to do it that way. Okay, so there it is. That's where we draw the line.
โอเคชัดวันนี้ขออนุญาตครับผม
Gen.G, man, what a week. What a
ผู้สองไม่ได้
difference.
รับชมครับเพราะว่าเดี๋ยวต้องไปเตรียมไลฟ์ครับในส่วนของลิปบาวตอนค่ำคืนนะวันนี้เรามีลิปบาว